Well, here it is. Welcome to the new pod setup when I actually have time to film. I'm so sorry, guys, for leaving you hanging. I truly, truly, truly am so sorry for leaving you hanging. What did I say? I said that I was going to film an episode like around the time that I moved in. I've been moved in for 2 months. A boy has been very, very busy spending money, working 60 hours a week. Don't want to show my toes if it comes in the camera. You know how people are freaks on the internet. This is the new setup. Just got this blanket at Walmart. Don't ask me how much it was, because it's a blanket. I needed a throw blanket for the couch, and, like, I wanted it to match, like, I either wanted pillows that would match the carpet, or I wanted a blanket that would match the carpet. I ended up going with white. I literally was thinking about getting the same blanket that I have on my bed, but I was like, I don't really feel like it. So this is the blanket that I ended up going on with. It's very nice. I watched TV with it yesterday. It's very nice and cozy and comfy. Apartment life has been going very well. There have been a few mishaps, like getting my car broken into. Yeah, that wasn't fun. I don't know if I left my car unlocked. I don't know if I left my car unlocked. I was hanging out with my friend. Shout out Maddie. She's a coworker from work, and she came over and we watched the Hannah Montana movie because she wanted to. We barely even watched it. And I made myself some food, and because she wasn't hungry. You come into my house, I'm gonna feed you, and you don't want food? Are you serious? Like, I like couldn't believe it. Like, normally when people come over to my house, they're like, "You got food?" And I'm like, "Yes." And this time I was like, "You want anything?" She's like, "No, I'm not hungry. I'm probably not gonna eat dinner." I'm like, who the hell doesn't want free food? If someone offered me free food, I'm like, I'm just, it's just, I was just flabbergasted. Anyways, so we sat down, we watched Hannah Montana. She ended up leaving during the night. I ended up, what the heck was I doing that night? I think I ended up like writing some music. I think I made some type of food later on in the night, and I ended up going to bed probably around like 11:30. And I woke up to go to work the next day, and I go out to my car. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I went grocery shopping. So I went grocery shopping, and that's when like Maddie showed up at my house. And so I brought the groceries in, and I remember telling myself, lock the door. And I can't remember exactly if I locked the door or not. But I'm a very particular about locking doors. Like, I always lock my car. I always triple check that my every single lock in my house is closed and locked and secure. And so, me waking up and finding everything out of my glove compartment and everything out of, my middle compartment, and, napkins were everywhere because I store Taco Bell napkins. Who's surprised? I store Taco Bell napkins in every single, like, little cubby in the doors. And they were strewn everywhere. The people stole my bag of change. Like, I understand we have a drug problem in the city, but, like, guys, really? Like, and I'm so thankful, though, because I, drive a Volkswagen. And, if my car gets caught on fire, yeah, there's nothing putting that thing out. So I have, like, a very special, like, battery pack that my mom got me that's able to, like, jump my car and, like, help out my car and stuff like that. And, like, I have, like, snow tracks. So, like, if I ever get stuck somewhere, like, I can lay the tracks out. And then, like, I have traction pads and stuff like that for my car. Very glad those didn't get stolen. But, yeah, that was a time. Yeah, so I think that's, like, the first crazy thing that's happened to me while living here. Nothing too crazy. It's been a vibe. The apartment is a vibe. Like, I'm very happy with how it turned out. My bathroom is caramel cream themed. My kitchen, I still don't have a dining room table. Am I having guests over all the time? No. Is there enough space in my living room to have game nights? Yes. We just have to pull the couch this way. And then there's plenty of room here. I have a big 55-inch right here. I don't know. What do you guys think? This is a lot of work, especially since my carpet doesn't have like a pad under it to like keep it secure. I was thinking maybe next time I film an episode, I like turn my couch around so like this stuff is the background. However, that's a lot of work, and y'all know I'm lazy. That's a lot of work for something I'm probably not going to be doing that often. However, what I think would be a nice idea, and let me know if you guys are interested, is me filming little cooking videos, like me making my avocado toast so y'all can make it at home. Me making my tuna melts, my sourdough bread that I get at Trader Joe's. Did y'all know? Listen to this. I got sourdough bread from Walmart a couple weeks ago, and it was maybe half a loaf for like $4. I got a whole sourdough loaf at Trader Joe's for like $3.25. I was flabbergasted. I was like, not me spending that much money at Walmart when I could have got this at Trader Joe's for free. Oh my gosh. No, I was like, what a freaking waste of money. This is why I love shopping at Trader Joe's. My mom, I was on the phone with my mom yesterday, and she goes, "Did you get the link on Facebook that I sent you?" And I'm like, "Yes." "Which link? Because you sent me 5 million. She's like, "There's been recalls at Trader Joe's with all the Asian food that you like. And I know you like Asian food." And yeah. And I'm like, "Mom, let me stop you there. One, I don't eat tofu from Trader Joe's. Two, I don't eat seaweed from Trader Joe's. I don't eat whatever the hell rice you sent me. Yeah, there's like this whole recall that there may have been glass in Trader Joe's or whatever the heck was going on. I don't eat any of that stuff. I, personally from Trader Joe's, I like their kimbap. I like their tteokbokki. And I like their pot stickers. And I like their pork bao. That's pretty much all I get from Trader Joe's. That's like Asian food wise. Because now I'm learning how to make my own dumplings. Let me know if y'all want me to film me making dumplings, because I have dumpling stuff in the freezer and I can totally film a video. What was I saying? Yeah, it's just like the recall. Like, how crazy though that y'all are gonna, like, first of all, how many people have found glass? Raise your hand if you found glass in your food at Trader Joe's. Not I, said the cat. But if other people are, that's actually crazy. That's actually crazy to me. I don't know how that stuff happens. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. It's giving Industrial Revolution. It's giving I work 60 hours a week. I don't want to hear about it. Okay, so it's been a vibe. It's been a vibe here in my apartment. Like, the vibes are just so cozy. The vibes are clean. I'm very much a clean freak. I was very worried in the beginning that I was going to be cleaning this apartment all the time because of, like, clean. I'm too busy for that. I sweep maybe twice a week now. I just make sure that, like, I don't bring my shoes into the house. And, like, if I do have to bring my shoes in the house, like, I've been forgetting, like, my wallet or, like, my keys or my phone. And so I have to come back in. I'm scrambling to go to work because I'd be waking up at 8 o'clock, not getting out of bed till, like, 8:22. I have to be at work at 9. It takes me 15 minutes to get there. I'm scrambling within, like, the last 15 minutes to, like, make my lunch because I don't make my lunch the night before. Of course I don't. So I scramble to make my lunch, get dressed, put on, make sure that my pockets are full of all the things I need, do my hair, brush my teeth, make sure I drink some water, and all this stuff. And, sometimes we be forgetting things. And so I don't even know where I was going with that. I actually just lost my complete train of thought. Yeah, I have no idea where I was going with that. Anyways, but yeah, so some things, because like of the cozy vibes, you want to know something that I hate? I wasn't really ever into this like in like high school, because like high school I was like either in school or I was doing stuff with like my drama club because my friends were there, or I was at tennis practice and stuff like that. I was always with like friends doing something, or watching TV in my bed in my underwear from like 8 to like 3 in the morning. Now that like I have like a living room that I can actually sit in and not be bothered by anyone, I have been really getting into slippers and lounge pants. I know I'm late to the game. Slippers and lounge pants. Went shopping yesterday because I was really in the mood to go shopping. went shopping yesterday, and I was at Marshall's. I went to Home Goods. I went to Marshall's. Don't ask me how much I spent. And I got like a 2-pack of lounge pants on clearance. And, and so I was like, okay, I'm going to bring these home because these look super comfy. And I need to make sure that I try them on. Well, don't you know, I get home and I find out that a security tag is on my clothes. So I'm 20 minutes away from Marshall's, okay? And so what do? I try breaking it at home. Well, some of the ink got on the clothes because these security tags had ink on them. Yay! So they're gonna be a little stained, but I was not driving 20 minutes to go back to Marshall's. So what do? When I went to Walmart, because I had to get a couple things at Walmart, this blanket, I ended up buying Easter candy, because my favorite Easter candy, the Cadbury mini eggs and the Robin eggs. Oh my god, peak nostalgia. If you've never had them, you have to have them, especially the Robin eggs. But I went to Walmart and I bought aviation clippers. What are they called? Like aviation, like shears, aviation shears, something like that. Cut the wire. I literally just like yank, cut right through it. I don't know why I didn't think of that sooner. I really thought I was going to be able to just yank it out with a hammer. Guys, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So moral of the story is, if you get a security tag left on your clothes, just go buy a 7-pair of aviation shears at Walmart because now I'm gonna have them for the rest of my life. You understand? So it like evens out, because if this ever happens again, guess what? I'm covered. You know what I mean? So, I mean, this couch, guys, I still can't get over how comfy this couch is. This couch is such a vibe. I got this couch at Raymore and Flanagan. Now, regardless of what anyone says, I am gonna gatekeep. I am going to gatekeep this couch. I did get it at Raymore and Flanagan, though. So, don't even be worried about that. But oh my gosh. You want to know something else I saw the other day? I literally saw, I was scrolling on TikTok last night, as I usually do, because, I was, texting my friends and, making sure that I said goodnight to some people that I had to say goodnight to. And I was scrolling on TikTok, and little do I know, Justin Bieber is having a private concert in LA. Oh, okay. So you're telling me that I didn't get an invite? It was invite only. I didn't get an invite. I didn't get a phone call. I didn't get an email. I didn't get any warning. I would have booked a flight so fast to California to go see that man at his private show. I got no warning whatsoever. That tsunami came full force into this house. I went up in bed. I was so mad because I've been telling everyone, if Justin Bieber goes on tour, I will drop anything to go to that concert. I don't care what needs to happen. I saw Justin Bieber. When did I supposedly see Justin Bieber? I supposedly saw Justin Bieber when I was like 8-9 years old. I don't know where it was. I don't have any proof. Actually, I bet my mom has some proof of me at the concert. I bet my siblings, my cousins remember. But the only thing that I remember about this concert is that I wanted to get a homemade t-shirt at one of those t-shirt stands, and I wanted to get a shirt that said I love Justin Bieber on it, and the man wouldn't let me get it. He wouldn't write I love Justin Bieber on a white t-shirt for me. And that's literally the only thing that I remember. It was very early Justin Bieber. Like, hair swooped over. Like, that's how, like, it was very early. So that's why I can't remember. And now I'm 22, turning 23. I'm turning 23 in a month. Don't even get me started on turning 23 because your boy's going through it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I am absolutely so infuriated. I don't, 2021 changes era that did something to me. That did something to me with Justin Bieber. And y'all know that I'm a Selena-nator. No, I'm not really a Selena-nator anymore. I love that girl to pieces, but there's too much in pop culture surrounding that woman that just makes me go, babes, I need to take a step back. I need some space from this very parasocial relationship. Um, and so, but yeah, I have always followed up on the Biebs. I've always followed up. That's my boy. That's my boy. Call me. You have my number. Um, and I've always like appreciated him as like an artist, the things that he's gone through, his music, and is his music the best? Okay, but that's nostalgia. That's peak nostalgia for me. It's like OG Justin Bieber, and growing up hearing him, I gotta support him. I gotta support him. And was this album the best album that he's ever released? No. Was the 2.0 version the best album that he's ever released? By a long shot. Okay, but hearing Yukon live, hearing Purpose live, Life is Worth Living. Y'all, listen. Y'all don't know anything about Life is Worth Living. I had that song on repeat when that album came out. Let me tell you something about when that album came out. When that album came out, Life is Worth Living was the song that I would be on the school bus and I'd have my window here and I'd be like, feeling like I'm breathing my last breath. It'd be so dramatic. It would be the most dramatic song, and it's like, relationship on the ski slope, avalanche coming down slow, and I'd be singing that song, and I'd be I'm looking out the window, it's snowing outside, and I'm I can see the avalanche coming. There's no mountains where I live. What's the first song I even started singing? Life is Worth Living? I don't know. I don't know. The second lyrics were. Anyways, yeah, he's got me through. That Changes album, Habitual. I get down to that song. I think if I were to ever see Justin Bieber in concert, let's go through some tracks that I would want to hear live. One, I 100% need to hear Beauty and the Beat. Yes, without Nicki Minaj. But I definitely need to hear Beauty and the Beat. I need to hear Life is Worth Living. I need to hear Habitual and All Around Me. I need you all around me. Oh, yeah. I do that all the time. That's one of my vocal stems. That's one of my vocal stems. Is a literal Justin Bieber song. I literally can't. I love that song. I just there's... What's that one song? Is it One Time? No. Hold on. What's it called? The one song off his first, it was his EP. Love me. Say that you love me. Boom. If younger me were to ever hear that song live, especially me now at my 23 years of age, I probably would have a heart attack. I think I would have a heart attack. I love that song. Oh my gosh, if anyone else loves that song, let me know. Oh my gosh. No, but it's just and the way that I don't know, I like some of his love songs. You guys can say what you want about Hailey Bieber and like her, not like her. I don't have many opinions about the girl. She's very successful. She's living her life. She's doing her thing. They're happily married. Even if you don't agree with the statement, they're happily married. Guys, let's not be too parasocial right now. All right, let's just take a step back and leave them alone. Leave Selena alone. Stop with the Selena and Justin need to get back together. That ship has long passed. Okay, but regardless of the clips that have resurfaced and have surfaced in the past about him slamming the doors in her face and him dressing in sweatpants while she's in a nice dress. Has Justin Bieber ever dressed nice in his life? Occasionally. occasionally the guy is shirtless half the time. Like, but there's something about the way that he occasionally, okay, Yummy is not a good love song. Okay, Yummy is not that good. However, there's something in some of the lyrics. I'm not gonna say all of them because some of them are bad. There's something about the way that he writes his love lyrics about Haley that like sort of like gets me. And like as someone who like is a romantic person, like as someone, you know, who is trying to be in the dating scene in 2026, there is something very more or less like sentimental in like his lyrics. Like what's that one song? What's that one song off of Changes that I really like? I can't ever remember the name. ETA. I love ETA. Okay, so that's the song. Okay, so there's something about ETA. I don't know what it is about ETA. That song that I don't. It's just like I just love that song. That might be also one of my favorite songs off of Changes. But like dating, I don't know, dating like I just like I would like to imagine. I would like to imagine that like I have a foreseeable future where like I can write sentimental love songs about someone. That's like one of my like hopes and dreams like now that I'm getting into music and I'm producing my own music and you know, I'm trying to better myself at guitar, but like I really just stick with those like very like indie and slow like strums and like picking patterns. Like there's just something about being able to experience love and life with someone and just being able to like see someone like the Biebers like exist happily. That's not for me to say, that's not for any of us to say, but to be able to view a partnership like that and to be able to witness just like family, especially growing up like not very like close with like my family, like after like my grandmother died and like stuff like that, like being able to witness family and like not being really close to like a lot of my family anymore, that's just like something that like I really want and like I really desire. And like dating in 2026, I wouldn't say it's easy. I would not say it's easy. I would actually say it's very hard. It's been very hard for me to grapple with, especially after, you know, going through what I did in 2023. And, you know, that was like a, getting my heart broken in 2023, that was a season. That was a very long season. It took me, what did it take me, 9, 10 months to be able to even consider dating again. And you know, I still dabble in it here occasionally, and you know, I'm working on something right now. Don't even think about asking me. Don't even think about asking me about what is going on right now. I'm not jinxing anything. I'm not jinxing anything. There will be signs, but I will not be jinxing anything because I don't want to. Okay, let me get into this. I don't want to jinx anything because how do I want to word this without wanting to get emotional? I don't want to jinx anything because I I actually just wrote a song about this actually this week. I feel things very strongly. I'm a very emotional person. And 2026 dating, as someone who is an emotionally available person, I'm not very much a serial dater. You know, like, sure, like, have I gone through hoe phases? Sure. Like, I will admit that. Like, have I had my fair share of fun? Yes, I have. Have I done things I'm not proud of? Yes, I have. You know, sometimes that stuff happens. I'm not gonna be ashamed about it. We live life and move on. That's pretty much all I can do. But like now, like I want to commit to finding something serious. And in 2026, what I'm finding is you're finding people who want commitment. You're finding people who want a long-term relationship, and you have great conversations with them, and you get vulnerable with them, and then, something happens where maybe you are too vulnerable, or, maybe you share like a kiss that goes too long, or maybe you shouldn't have even kissed at all. Sometimes that kissing turns to making out. Hey, this is a judgment free zone. I've done it. And then they leave. And then they leave. Um, and as someone who is a romantic person at heart, and as someone who desperately wants to be in a long term relationship with someone secure, with someone who knows what they want, with someone who has clear boundaries, with someone who shares the same morals and values as me, and someone who has the same type of grounding that I have, it it is very hard to, I wouldn't really use the word abandoned, but sort of like left behind. I sort of feel left behind in the dating scene. Because, as someone who wants to commit, and I'm trying to find other people that want to commit, and then all of a sudden it feels like I'm being lied to, because now all of a sudden I'm being ghosted, or I'm being left on red, or like all these things. It's sort of getting put back on me as of again, what did I do wrong? What did I do? What is something that I could have done better? Is there something that I shouldn't have said? Is there something that I should have said? Should I have been more reassuring? Should I have been less assuring? It's always a me issue, and it's always me focused. And I tend to find fault with myself, and I tend to find there's always something about me that I need to change, or something that I need to fix. And I know that's not true. Try not to be emotional. I know that's not true. I know that it's not always a me issue. I know that there's nothing wrong with me. In my head, I know that there's nothing wrong with me. But being an emotionally available person in 2026 that is a romantic person at heart, it does feel like there's something wrong with me. And so, with sort of the situation that I have going on right now, I really don't want to jinx it, because I am feeling these very strong emotions, and I'm yearning to be vulnerable and communicative, because, as I've spoken about, communication is very important to me. Um, but there's also a part of me that desperately wants to hold back, because I don't want to be hurt again. And it's not, and there's nothing wrong with me not being the right person for someone. There's nothing wrong with that. That is something that is 100% valid. There's nothing wrong with, us talking, us trying to date, us going on dates, and then you communicating with me, hey, I saw compatibility in the past, but right now I'm not really feeling that anymore. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But with the person that, I loved in the past, and I can admit that I loved them, that I never communicated to them that I love them. If you're watching that right now, if you're watching this, yes, I did have those feelings. We are still in each other's lives, like we weren't in the past, but now we have rekindled. Um, she's engaged now. And, her engagement, did something to me. I ended up writing a song about, my feelings about that. Just because, she was one of the most important people in my life in college. One of the most important and most impactful people to my life. She made me a better person. She made me a better human. She taught me a lot of things about myself, taught me a lot of things about what I want in relationships. She taught me a lot. And she made me a better man. She made me a better person. And now that she's engaged and moved on and very happy, I am so incredibly happy for her. And being able to look back on what we had, like, granted, like, things didn't go down the way that we planned. And it was a very emotional tearing apart of our relationship. And, like, I said things and did things that I'm not proud of. She said things and did things that she's not proud of. We've talked about it. Never gonna put words in her mouth. Never gonna want to speak on her behalf. Because I still think that she's an incredible human being. Still, like, just like I like. It's just like it's like my just like I feel things. I just like, and I hold these feelings deep within me. It's like a vault, and I don't let things go very easily. I very much will feel these feelings probably for the rest of my life. Like, I have a my emotional memory is one of the one of the strongest things that I have. It's very fervent. Um but yeah, it's been a time. And so at, like, some point, like, I want to be able to, like, have a conversation, be like, hey, like, me and this person, like, we've talked about it somewhat, about, like, how I feel. And, like, I've, like, because, like, obviously, like, I would like things to work out with this person. If this person is listening to this, uh, to maybe just, like, skip until maybe just, like, skip this whole entire section. Um, but, like, I want to be able to communicate how I feel, and I want to be able to communicate that, like, I think that there's a lot of compatibility. I think that, I can see things between us, but we haven't even had a first date yet. We've been talking for just over a week. We've been FaceTiming a lot. We've been doing a lot of phone calls. There's a lot of texting throughout the day. And, I've also come to terms with the fact that, like, I can't do long distance. Like, I have tried to do long distance with people, but quality time, quality time, especially because quality time, I had quality time growing up, but it isn't actually quality time. Um, my father's definition of quality time is very different, than what I think quality time is. And so, growing up, and with the mental health issues that, like, I've discussed that I had growing up, and a lot of the things that I've gone through, I deeply yearn for emotional and physical connections with people. And that's what I have with all my friends. Deep emotional connections, but I'm craving something deep. Because I am a simp. I'm a simp, and I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm not ashamed to say that I'm a simp. I am a simp. I grew up watching romance movies. I grew up watching rom-coms, and I write romance, and I write rom-coms, and I write these heartfelt songs that have deep emotional meaning to me and what I'm going through. And I want someone to share that emotional side of me with. But at the same time, it's that same vulnerability that is also holding me back. And I don't want to hold myself back, but I want to be on the same page. I want to be on the same page as someone, because I'm never on the same page. I'm either a couple pages ahead or a couple pages behind. I'm never on the same page with someone. And so I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket, because I want to have enough eggs left over so that I'm okay if this doesn't work out. And that is me being very protective of myself. And I don't know if that's selfish. I don't know if that's selfish to say or selfish to feel. Because, like, I do want this to be a real thing. And I do want to feel this with 100% of my heart. But I'm just really scared. I wrote, when I was processing these emotions the other day, because I was going through these emotions and I was just trying to figure out how I felt. I was writing some lyrics, and this sort of encapsulates how I feel. But I was writing some lyrics that, like, I want to feel your skin on a rainy day. Sometimes I don't even know what to say because you leave me speechless. I haven't felt this way in a long time, yet I'm scared somehow this is going to go away. And then I wrote later on, sometimes I miss you and I don't have to, because, like, obviously we're talking all the time, but, like I said, like, I want that connection. I want that connection. And I would like to think that we have that connection. It's my heart is such a fickle thing. And then like I wrote, and then I wrote later on, like, yeah, I'm still scared that one day you won't feel the same anymore, because I know. And it's like this whole song. Maybe you guys will hear it one day. Who knows what I'm going to do with the song. This person hasn't even heard it. Oh gosh. I just realized that this person listens to this podcast. They're going to realize that I wrote a song. Anyways. Now I feel very awky. Anyways, yeah. This... It's just something that just, like, dating in 2026 is something that's just been weighing heavily on my heart. And I don't want to be dating in 2026. I would like to find myself a relationship so I don't have to be doing this, because I don't really enjoy the feelings that come with dating. I'm not a particular fan of these feelings that I'm feeling, and this doubt and this worry and this fear that I have. And it's this fear of being the most genuine, authentic person that I can be, because I'm never going to change myself for someone. I'm never going to lower my standards. I'm never going to become someone that I don't want to be. And yet, despite me being 100% authentically myself, I'm never going to find anyone. And that is a fear that I have, because I know that I have a lot of love to give and a lot of stuff to offer someone emotionally and physically. And I know what I desire, and I know what I want, and I know that I want a family. I know that I desire a very, very compatible future with someone. And it is my biggest fear that I will never have that. And growing up, not having a good family life, not having the best relationship with, my parents, my mom. Our relationship has grown a lot over the years. My relationship with my dad, it probably will never be what I want. And that's just something that I've come to terms with. But that is not what I have determined for my future family. I have a lot of goals and aspirations for who I want to be as a boyfriend, a fiance, a husband, a father. And I would like to believe that I will be able to achieve becoming that person one day. But people leave. People change their mind. People fall out of love. These are all natural things that happen. These are all things that happen. And this is just something that I constantly wrestle with. This is something that I struggle with. And this is me being vulnerable on the Stay Crispy podcast. Anyways, I need to move on. I need to move on from this conversation. Um. Anyways, what did I want to talk about next? Because I just need to know. Yes. Okay. Let's talk about something happy. So I can finally talk about the secret that I talked about last episode. I went to Brazil. I went to Brazil. I'm gonna put some pictures here. Okay. I went to Brazil. I saw my host family again, and I got to surprise my sister. That was a very emotional time for me, just being able to see her after 3 years. Oh my gosh, what? Oh my gosh, like just thinking back on it now and just like showing up, and she looked so beautiful in her white dress at her graduation, and she was just like, and just like seeing her face like light up. She was very busy. She ended up having to leave, but like being able to spend that week and just being able to live again in my favorite city in the whole world, my favorite place in the whole world, just being connected to the people that I love. The just did something to my soul, and I'm so happy that I get to go back because she's getting married in November. So that's not a secret. I will. That was completely my fault. This is what I get for moving. This is what I get for moving. My freaking foot hit the wire to my microphone. What was I talking about? Um, I'm just gonna pivot. I don't know. I'm just gonna pick up at a random spot. Maybe I'm gonna repeat myself, but um, just being in my favorite city and with my favorite people on this planet in my favorite country, it was so good. And I get to go back in November because she's getting married. I'm hoping that I can get enough time off work to be able to stay for 2 weeks instead of 1 week. I want to be able to enjoy my time there with my family, and like my friends. But we'll see. We'll see how it works out. It was so good, and it was so hot. It was so nice being able to wear shorts and the weather's finally getting nice here in my city. I'm running. I'm not going to the gym right now just because, come April, I'll have my money for my gym membership. Because the gym that I want to go to, it's 24/7, and I need a 24/7 gym just because I work 12-hour shifts. And, like, it's not very feasible for me to, like, have, like, a gym that, like, is open from, like, 9 to 9. I get out at 9. So I literally work 9 to 9. And so, like, if a gym is open 9 to 9, I can't go. So I need a 24/7 gym. So I'm going to pay for a membership for 6 months. It's 6 months. And so I'm going to pay that up front. So I can't go to the gym until April. So luckily I have a couple days until I'm able to pay that. But yeah. Um yeah, just being able, just like with pivoting back to Brazil, like something that like I cherish, like, is the community, especially with like me being I always tell people, and my everyone would agree that I am like the pure definition of an ambivert. I love being alone, but I love being with people. I'm very independent, but I also am very social. Like, I love going out, but I love staying in. Like, it really just depends on the vibes. I'm a very vibey person. And in Brazil, like, the community is just so, it is, nothing is ever to be desired. Like, I don't have to wish for everything or anything. I don't have to wish for anything. It's always given to me. Like family or going to parties. Parties are a big thing in Brazil. You can dance alone or you can dance with people. It is one of the best things. Like, there's always a good vibe to catch. There's always a good vibe to catch. And I love my family, and I love the opportunities that have been presented to me because of them. And just like I will never be able to explain or express fully in the way that I want to how I feel about Brazil and the people that I have there. I will never have enough words to describe it. But yeah. Um what else do I have coming up? Mm, I have some plans for 2026. Obviously, I'm working, but I do have some concerts coming up. So I'm finally seeing Zeros. in May for my birthday. Finally, finally, finally. It is about time. And then I have Ariana Grande in July. And then I'm seeing Noah Khan like the week after I see Ariana Grande in Washington, D.C. So I need to buy a plane ticket. I'm going to go stay with my friend in Washington, D.C. because she goes to grad school there. And I'm very excited. We have nice seats. We have nice seats to go see Noah Khan. I'm very excited for his album. When's it come out? April 24th? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it comes out April 24th. I'm very excited. He just teased the new single, so drop that, Noah. Okay. And then I'm seeing Harry in September. And I so desperately wanted to see Joshua Sloan. I only way I'm gonna be able to see him is if I buy resale in Toronto, and that is very close. It's only a 3-hour drive. I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to. Oh, sorry. I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to. Also, I am recording this on March 31st. What is it? It's 11:13 right now in the morning. I woke up at 9 o'clock thinking about bills and budgeting. I literally woke up and I was like, oh, like, when am I gonna make my payment on my credit card? And oh, like, have all my bills come out of my checking account yet? Excuse me? Waking up thinking about budgeting? Are you for real right now? I was mad. I was so mad. I wanted to sleep. Now that my schedule at work, I'm waking up 9. I've been waking up at 9 o'clock consistently all for like weeks. But like I'm forcing myself to go back to bed because what do I need to wake up for? And it's 11:14 a.m. now, and I'm filming a freaking podcast episode because I have nothing to do today. Ugh. I do want to write. I do want to write. I am writing my second book. I don't know if I talked about my second book on the last podcast episode. I don't know if I did. Um, if I'll repeat some of it. If I did, I'm sorry that I'm repeating this information. But I'll just talk about it briefly. And I do want to edit. I do want to do more editing in my first book. I might do that after I finish editing and putting out this episode because I'm gonna do this all today because not like I have anything else to do. Um, so my second book is about a guy who grew up in Washington and went to University of Seattle. That's where he met his wife, and you later find out that his wife is no longer in the picture. Why? I'm not telling you. Of course, I'm not going to tell you. And this is basically going to be like sort of like a back and forth of like past and present. I don't really know if that's how it's gonna work out. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of like past memories in this book. I very much, because I did that a lot in my first book. I think I want this to be more present day focused. This also takes place present day. I think it takes place between like 2010 and 2013. It is post crash of 2008. So the crash of 2008 is going to play a part in this book. And it's basically about this guy that finds a dog, and the dog is sort of a symbol, a metaphor of some things in his life, and it's just him starting life over after some life events happen, and him finding new family. I don't want to say too much more just because like I'm still in the thick of sort of like figuring out the plot. I have like a basic gist of how I want the plot to go, but I'm very much a writer that enjoys finding the plot through writing. Like when I wrote my first book, I outlined bullet points of everything that I wanted to happen in the chapter. But like towards the end of the book, like I very much was writing Thanksgiving, Christmas, party, bar scene. Like towards the end of the book, I just wanted myself to have that creative liberty because I don't really know where a lot of this is going to take me or what the vibes are. Yeah, I've only written chapter 1 and some of chapter 2. I am letting the vibes take me wherever they want to go. So I very much want to do that today. Um, but yeah. And then I've been watching some things I've been watching. So I finished Tell Me Lies. I don't want to talk about Tell Me Lies because Tell Me Lies is going to piss me off. Yeah, that was a show. Maybe I'll talk about the next episode if I ever film it. But I need to watch, so I'm in the middle of Traitors. I started watching Heartbreak High. So I'm on the last season of Heartbreak High, because that season just came out. So I'm on the last season of that, and it's the last season, so there's not going to be no more of it. So I'm gonna watch that. I need to finish the latest season of Night Agent. Like I'm in the middle of Traitors, so I need to finish that. I also want to watch Adulting with Owen Thiel. I love Owen Thiel, so I finally want to watch it. And I think the episodes are short, so I definitely think I'm gonna enjoy watching that. Um, and yeah, I think I mean like I think that's pretty much like everything that like I could talk about. I don't really think that there's a lot much else going on. I don't have like a lot of like other things that like I could like talk about. Um just very much a life update. Cooking, I mean I my brown what I can say about cooking, my brownies keep turning out too cakey. Leave a good brownie recipe that isn't too cakey in the comments. Like I know it's something that I like adding. I like making basically sort of like a meringue with egg whites and folding that into my brownie batter. Um but like recently, just like I don't know what it is about the brownies that I've been making, but like they keep turning out too cakey, and so I need to play around with these recipes. But anyways, I have one album. I'm gonna leave a picture here, and this album is Pumpkin by Georgia Parker. Found this through my Spotify recommended. I've been listening to it ever since. So go check out Pumpkin by Georgia Parker. Very good indie album. Um, and I guess I'll see you on the next episode if I film one. And let me know if you guys want cooking videos or an apartment tour or whatever the heck you guys want. Peace out.